Hi friends, in this video we will write our first program to connect ChatGPT API using Python language. We will also discuss what OpenAI API is and how to create an OpenAI account and generate the API secret key for the authentication. So what is OpenAI API? OpenAI offers several AI models. GPT is one of them, and that is the engine behind ChatGPT. DAL-E is another model that is used to create images. You can use these models by making REST API calls. This will allow you to add AI features to your application. Let us explore the 3 steps to use these models from your application. Step 1. Create OpenAI account and generate the API secret key. Second, install the required libraries to connect OpenAI. Third, write the code to call OpenAI to interact with these models. To create an account, you need to navigate to platform.openai.com. If you already have an account, just log in. For convenience, I'm going to use my Google account to log in. Now let me navigate to settings and then to billing details page, where you can see my remaining credits. I have a credit of $4.78. When you create a new account, OpenAI give you $5 free credits. This amount may change depending on your country and whether they are offering the free credits. If you want, you can navigate to payment methods and add more credits from here. Now I have more than enough credits for the testing. Now let's create the API keys. Keep in mind that there is a charge to use these models. The cost is relatively affordable, but it varies based on the number of tokens you use per request. Tokens are an important point to understand when you are using these APIs. And we will discuss that in detail in my next video. The keys I created are listed on the API keys page. To create a new key, click the Create New Secret Key button. Provide the name of the key and then set the restrictions on its use. Here you can specify which model capabilities you want to use. For now, I'm keeping all the settings as their default values. And click the Create Secret Key button. When you create a new key, it will be displayed on the screen, and you must copy and save it somewhere. You will never be able to copy the same key again. This means that if you don't remember the key, you will need to create a new key. Alright, now the key is ready. Let us jump into the code. I am using Visual Studio Code and going to write the code in Python. These are REST APIs. So you can call these APIs from C#, Java, or any other programming language. To store the key, I created a configuration file named .env and stored my key over there. I use the constant name OpenAI API key to access the key in the code. OpenAI API endpoints can be accessed from any language. Libraries for different languages are available. Therefore, it depends on which language you use to install the required library. You can install OpenAI Python library using pip command. Pip install -- upgrade OpenAI. I also installed .env library. The .env library helps to read the key from the environment file. Now I imported the required libraries, the OS, the load.env class from .env and the OpenAI class from OpenAI library. Here I'm calling the load.env function. This will load the environment file and the key into the memory, meaning the OpenAI API key can be accessed from my code. The next line is client is equal to OpenAI. So this will create the object of the OpenAI class in the code. Next, I assigned the key into the API key property of the client object. Now we are going to call the model GPT 3.5 Turbo, which is the text generation model. In the screen, these are the list of models provided by OpenAI. You can see GPT 3.5 Turbo listed over here. GPT 3.5 is the same model that currently powers free version of ChatGPT. Now you see the statement to make an API call. Completion is equal to client.chat.completions.create. Here we are going to use the chat completion capability of the GPT 3.5 model. What is chat capability? Chat models take a list of messages as input and return a model-generated message as output. In the code, you can see that the model is equal to GPT 3.5 Turbo. The second argument in the function call is messages. In that, you are sending a JSON array of objects. In my example, I am sending 2 objects in the JSON array. Each object has 2 key pair values. The first key is role, and which is set to system. And the second key is content, which is set to you are a poet, so answer everything in simple short poems. The role can be set to user, assistant, or system. The system message is used to provide the context for the conversation. Alternatively, you can use it to assign the personality to the model. This example instructing the model to behave like a poet. We discussed about system messages in detail in my second video on prompt engineering. Its link is provided in the description if you are interested. In the second object in my array, the role is set to user and the content is set to how to make a mango lassi. This is the message I, as a user, sending to the model. It can be used to send any messages like those we send to ChatGPT. So this code will call OpenAI API and store the result in the variable completion. Let us execute the code and print the response stored in the variable completion. You can see the entire response printed here. It contains the actual text response and some other properties, such as the number of tokens we use for this chat. I just want to print the response text only. So I assigned completion.choices of 0.message.content to message text variable, and I'm printing it here. The choices object contains a list of responses from the model. It may contain more than one response, and I just want to use the first response using choices of 0. The choices object itself contains multiple properties. I only need the response text, so I access that using message.content. And this is the response printed here, which is the response to the original question, how to make a mango lassi. Let us try another prompt. I kept the same system message, but I changed the user message to what is 1 plus 1. And the model responded with a poem, which was funny. Now you know how easy it is to call the OpenAI APIs. Alright, if you think this video was helpful, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, feel free to add a comment. See you in the next video. Goodbye.